Good morning. Today we're going to take down the long tunnel. We're going to pull the aphid netting off of it, get the lawnmower in there, mow the tops down so that the plants will start to die. And then we'll take the greenhouse sections off. They're 20-foot sections. There's about 30 of them. And we're going to pull those off, and then we'll pull up the landscape fabric off the ground, roll that all up, and then tomorrow we'll run the digger through and pick all the plots by hand. So we're going to bring the trailer in now. We've got a system we made with the big metal pipe. We roll the netting up onto that. We can store it inside over the winter and then put it back out next year. It's getting a little bit windy, so we want to get this done. It's a 600-foot sail. If the wind picks up, it's going where it wants to go. There's not much you can do about it. So we'll get the trailer backed up here. We have to be perfectly parallel to this edge of the greenhouse. So I'll pull up a little bit and then I'll square it up. Okay, so we got the trailer lined up. It's got to be perfectly square to the tunnel because we're going to roll up the netting on this pipe. So if we're crooked at all, it's going to pull one side more than the other and it's going to bunch all up. So Justin's driving up the 1650 bucket. We bought this a couple of years ago. Paid $2,500 for it. We had to weld the bucket up a little bit because it had some cracks in it. That's pretty much what we've had to do to it though. It's been a really nice tractor. So these bricks hold the plastic, the aphid netting, and the landscape fabric tight down to the ground so that nothing can go underneath. No bugs or anything can go underneath. That's the whole point of this enclosure, is to keep out disease-spreading bugs like aphids and Colorado potato beetles, stuff like that. So those hold it down. We also have the wiggle wire in this channel here. So first thing, we've got to pull all these bricks up. Okay, we've got all the bricks out. Now we're pulling the wiggle wire off the netting. So we've got a video putting this whole long tunnel together you can check out on our channel so you can see how to install the stuff, and now we'll show you how to take it out. So you gotta have a screwdriver because it tucks right up in tight inside the channel. It's hard to find the beginning of it. So you gotta use a screwdriver and gently pop out the end of it so that you don't hurt the netting. The ends have green on them, but you still can hardly see them. You pull that out and then you just kind of wiggle it up and down, and it pops right out. So this is for plastic primarily. That's what most people use it for. But it works great for the aphid netting, and it's supposed to be kind of a life of the plastic thing, 5-10 years. But we put it in and take it out every year. Oh, we're done. So now the netting is free. It's just got a little bit of dirt and it's kind of still pressed into there. Okay, that's the last of the wiggle wire. Justin got the whole other side done. Oh geez. Found a hornet's nest. Nothing above it. Maybe not right now. Hold on. This needs to be, we need to think this through.
To work right on it.
So the pipes that we use for rolling up the fabric in are about 21 feet long. It's a full stick that we get from our metal provider down the road. So we have to drill a hole in the end of it so that our handle can go into the end and we can put a bolt through it to drive it, to spin it. And we haven't used this pipe before, so I've got to drill a hole through it on the drill press here, and then we can go back out to the field and roll up that netting.
This is hard to do one-handed.
I've been using this drill press since I was a kid. It's the only one we've ever had. I'm at the end of the throw on the drill press. That's why it's not cutting. Just to raise the table up a little bit. There we go. Perfect. How's that? This rig is designed especially for this, so I think I made it just barely wider than what it needs to be. We'll get the rest of the crew out here and we'll roll this fabric up. We need somebody on the left here to pull it tight with the edge, somebody on that side, and then probably 2 people on the ground just kind of freeing up the netting if it gets hung up. Yeah, one of you work on the trailer, Mom, and Bethany, if you want to work on the ground, you might not have to do anything, you might not have to free it up, but if it starts to get hard, we'll probably have to have you walk along and just kind of pull it up off the ground a little bit. Okay, Peter, you want to take over on Justin's side? We'll see if we can start pulling some in. Another one. Perfect. Whaling twins right on the truck. Okay, thank you, girls. All set. Just gonna have Justin mow this.
Button.
And then
What, you gonna make me responsible?
Oh,
You won't let me touch it.
Fabric up. Huh?
Somebody's gonna make me responsible for ruining this brand new fabric.
The least you could do on my daughter's birthday, Justin. Okay, my way. Okay. Yep. We need another pipe. Great. Lunchtime. So we've got the bricks picked up, we've got the wiggle wire taken up, we've got the netting off, and now we're gonna take the lawnmower in and mow all the tops down. And there's a bunch of holes, every plant has a hole through the landscape fabric. So we have to get the tops off so that the landscape fabric can come up off the plants, because otherwise you've just got this kind of vine going across 600 feet of landscape fabric. So we've got the lawnmower, we've got way too much air pressure in the tires so that we're nice and high, and then I ratchet strap the deck up really high so that we don't catch the landscape fabric. Because it kind of creates a suction on the mower deck. So if the landscape fabric's loose at all, it'll pull it up and put holes in it, and then we gotta patch it, and it's a pain in the butt. We're gonna go out there, we're gonna mow some tops down. So you already ran into a snag. We ratchet strapped the deck up as high as we could, but there wasn't much clearance between the deck and the tire to begin with. And now the edge of the deck is running into the tire. So we can drive forward, but then it binds when we try to back up. So I'm just gonna take the grinder and cut the little edge off the deck and get it out of the way. So normally we flame kill our potatoes, but since there's landscape fabric underneath these seed plots, that wouldn't work. We have to have some way of getting the tops and the vines ripped up so that we can get the landscape fabric to come up and off. Otherwise, when you lift the landscape fabric up, the tops will probably rip up the plants with them and potatoes, and then you can get varietal mix and stuff like that. So this is the best way that we know to kind of obliterate the tops and get them out of our way so we can get the landscape fabric off to harvest. If we were out in the field, like normally, like I said, we flame kill with the tractor. And we'd love to be able to do something like that because it's a cleaner way of killing your tops and getting the potatoes to die down and get prepared for storage. But this is the only way that we know how to do this, so this is what we're doing.